With the NBA All-Star Weekend being made even more special because of the 75th anniversary of the NBA, the three-day event was capped off by the highly anticipated exhibition match, the NBA All-Star Game. The dunk contest on Saturday may have been a letdown, but the game on Sunday was far from it, with Team LeBron putting in a performance for the ages to take home the trophy. Let's get into the details of the night. In today's video, we will be discussing the NBA All-Stars Game. Stay tuned. First, unbelievable Stephen Curry. Despite the fact that barely anyone on either of the teams was putting in any effort on the defense all throughout the first three quarters, Curry's incredible form was still just as thrilling to watch. How could someone not call his performance thrilling, considering how he made an unbelievable 16, yes, three-pointers, and broke, or rather demolished, the previous record of 9, set by Paul George in 2016's All-Star Game. Apart from his 16 three-pointers, he also scored a whopping 50 points alone, only 2 points off the record held by Anthony Davis. It was clear on his mind, as he was seen asking the sideline how many points it would take to break the record, but Curry, who had earlier this season become the NBA's all-time career leader in three-pointers, missed his final shot from behind the arc, which would have allowed him to go past Anthony Davis's tally. To put into perspective how incredible 16 three-pointers is, if you were to add up the distance from the hoop these shots were taken, you would probably end up in Akron, the birthplace of both Curry and LeBron James. Cleveland may be his birthplace, but it's not too fond of Curry, given that he has won 3 NBA championships, defeating the Cleveland Cavaliers. But Sunday was his day, and he turned the boos into appreciating O's, with undoubtedly the greatest shooting performance in an All-Star game in all of NBA history, with nobody, not even the most devoted of Cavaliers fans, could deny the adrenaline rush of watching Curry put up a masterclass. It was uncharacteristic of him, considering he's not known to be at the top of his game in All-Star games, and also, it has not been a good shooting season for him so far, but he clearly came onto the court like a man on a mission with his red-hot form from the get-go. James capped off an incredible performance from his team by making a turnaround jump shot that gave his team a 163-160 victory over Team Durant. James and Curry were both among the 75 greatest players in NBA history honored during the halftime ceremony. 75 players because of it being the 75th anniversary of the league, and both men ensured they showed why they continue to be the standout players even among the best of players today. Talking about his temporary teammates' performance, James was gushing. Speaking post-game, James was in awe of the record-breaking display Curry had put up, saying that he must be an alien and must have a sniper for an arm. James said that when he shoots the ball, everyone from Curry himself to every other player on the court and viewers in the stands or anywhere else just know that it's going in. And it's a feeling that has developed only because 9 out of 10 times, sometimes 10 out of 10 too, it does actually go in. Next, the all-new Kobe Bryant Trophy for the MVP. The fans, enjoying the show he was putting up, stopped booing after a while, but went back to booing him when he was presented with the All-Star Game MVP award that had been renamed in 2020 as a tribute to late basketball legend Kobe Bryant, who himself had won a record 4 All-Star Game MVP awards. The redesignated Kobe Bryant Trophy was presented to Curry in front of a crowd that included Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's wife. Curry was the outright favorite for this award, receiving 11 out of 12 votes, with James getting the only other through a fan vote. Up next, LeBron takes a leaf out of Jordan's notebook. LeBron James did not have a particularly great game shooting-wise, missing 9 out of his 11 attempted three-pointers, and ended up way under 50% from the field despite scoring quite a few of nearly undefended layups and dunks. But the legend of the game ensured that he ended the game just the right way, scoring with an outrageously difficult fadeaway shot to seal the win for his team. The shot was reminiscent of arguably the greatest basketball player ever, Michael Jordan. LeBron himself acknowledged the inspiration behind that shot, and after the game spoke quite a bit on how Jordan was not only an influence on him when he was a kid, but also when he had become an NBA player. And even though it might have looked eerily similar to one by Jordan or Bryant himself, a key difference was that the two past legends used to take these fadeaway shots either close to their elbow or from the baseline, which makes it easier. James, on the other hand, scored off a fadeaway. It was nearly 20 feet away from the hoop, and with his entire momentum momentum moving away from the hoop, which means that the strength and accuracy needed to not only get the ball to the rim, but also get it in is unbelievable. According to his fellow teammate on Team LeBron, Darius Garland, James wanted the ball at the key moment in the game, and every one of his teammates knew he wanted to put that one in. The Cavaliers All-Star said that the fadeaway was a kind of shout-out to old-school basketball and the legends sitting in the stands, which is why James and everyone else on the team were pushing hard in the fourth quarter. He mentions how James pulling off that shot and the win and seeing his hometown Cleveland crowd erupt was a really awesome sight. Now the significance of that shot. The reason why the game-winning shot was significant is because the game was played on the alarm ending rule, which sets a target score for the fourth quarter. Instead of waiting for the clock to run down, the target score itself is actually calculated by adding 24 points to the points tally of the team that's winning at the end of the 3 quarters of the game. The target score was set at 163, and LeBron hit the score with a fadeaway. Now in other NBA news, Kemba Walker done for the season? According to sports journalist Adrian Wojnarowski, the New York Knicks and Kemba Walker have reached an agreement to keep him on the sidelines for the rest of the season. This leaves Walker with ample time to prepare for the next season, in which he'll be playing somewhere other than the Knicks. Given that he will be on an expiring contract after this season, many in the NBA expect to see him getting traded in the summer. The 31-year-old 4-time All-Star has had a poor time with the Knicks, averaging a career low of both points, 11.6, and assists, 3.5, in 37 games of the 2021-22 season. This is his first season in New York, prior to which he was plying his trade with the Boston Celtics for 2 years and only signed a 2-year deal with the Knicks in August. Walker's last appearance for the Knicks was right before the All-Star break in their final game, despite the fact that he has been wildly inconsistent and has been in and out of the starting lineup throughout the season. He was benched by Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks' coach, in November, and later on was completely removed from the squad rotation as well. Speaking on the coach's decision to bench him, Walker mentioned how it was something that has happened to him for the first time in his career from college to NBA, but he accepted the decision good-naturedly, saying that he still has a lot of respect for the coach and the decision he took. He acknowledges that it may not have been an easy decision, but is one that was taken and he has no option but to accept it. Walker did end up returning to the squad rotation sometime in December, putting on some exceptional performances. He had an astonishing 44 points game against the Wizards and pulled off a triple-double on Christmas Day, becoming just the 7th NBA player to ever do so. But unfortunately for him, whatever he's doing is not sufficient enough for the coach to keep him in his plans. Thibodeau will now be trying to get the team back on track after they went through a terrible run of form right before the All-Star break, losing a disastrous 13 of their last 16 games played before the break, and falling down to the 12th spot of the Eastern Conference Championship. With Walker out of the picture, the Knicks will be turning to Alec Burks and Derrick Rose to pull them out of trouble. That's a wrap for this video. Will we see Steph carry on this incredible form into the actual NBA season? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.